So what can we create with Code Interpreter? Well, we can actually create a ton of different things, but whatever we create, I want you to think of it as a draft. Whatever we create is a draft that you are then responsible for. You are personally responsible for taking the draft and looking at it and taking ownership of it before anything happens with it. Now, I often talk about this as authorship. If people talk about it in authorship, sometimes they get, a little bit nitpicky here about, is it really you authoring it if you're working with the AI tools? And I have my own beliefs on this, but the fundamental important thing to really emphasize is you're creating drafts and you need to own them. Whatever content you create is yours and you need to take ownership of it and responsibility for it. It's a really important concept. But what are the types of things that we can create? Well, I'm going to show you how to find out. So I've uploaded a list of the libraries that Code Interpreter had available to it at the time that I created this video. It may have changed by the time you're watching this video, but hopefully we'll keep this up to date so that anybody that wants to go and try this can. I've also got a follow-up reading here that you can go and try to replicate this entire conversation. So I'm going to give it the list of libraries available to it, which will tell us what types of files it can create. And then I just ask it to give me examples of what it can create. It can create text files, image files, code. So if you want to write programs, data files like Excel and CSV, audio files, video files. Now I haven't tested every one of these, but I've tested a lot of them. And if you find one that doesn't work, see if you can come up with some other approach to make it work. But usually it can. Documents like a Word document or a PDF. Executable, I don't think it can create an exe file, so I think that's actually wrong, but I think an sh file it could. Compressed files, it can definitely create zip files, markup files like a zip, like an HTML file or Markdown. So you could go and create text files, PDFs, Excel, Jupyter notebooks. This is a great way if you want to create Jupyter notebooks that you can run outside or in Google Colab. Ebooks, it's kind of amazing. You can do EPUB. Python code, JavaScript. So maybe you're not a coder, but you want to use it to try to create some interactive web page. JPEG, scalable vector graphics, LaTeX if you're writing academic papers, HTML, CSS, GeoJSON. So I don't know how you would use that, but probably if I had gone through and done the trip, where I was doing the trip planning and using examples from this crazy trip, I probably could have had it generate GeoJSON for it. Astrological data, I don't know what the format of that is, but apparently it could do it. Graphs, it can definitely do graphs. QR codes, dates and names. You can do, obviously, Excel, PowerPoint. That's a big one that I think is really useful. We can go and do YAML if you're doing YAML. CSV, Excel, we talked about those. Lots of Python. Generate domain names. I hadn't thought about that one. Come up with possible domain names. Lots of different formats that it can work with. Now, what might we do with these different formats? Well, sometimes what's helpful is to think about what can we create, what are the things that we can create in draft using this tool based on the domain. And so I'm going to take it and ask it just using a series of domains to give me examples of things that I could create for that domain. Education, interactive educational ebooks. I haven't fully tried to create a fully interactive one, but I did, as a result of this, get it to create or try to create a EPUB format, which seemed to work. Lesson plans, generating and coming up with ideas for lesson plans and how you might spend time. This is also great if you're going to host a workshop or some type of meeting and you want it to think about the topics that should be covered and how much time should be allocated for each one. Lots of interesting things there. Student performance dashboards using Excel or CSV, or maybe we just have it visualized, or we have it create the Excel format, and then we come in and we can do different visualizations. Now, granted, you should make sure that it adheres to whatever privacy laws are in place. So all of these, of course, you have to deal with whatever privacy. Now, student performance dashboards might not be something that you can do based on the laws in your area and the country related to, for example, in the United States, this might not be FERPA compliant. Just so you know that, you should check these things out, make sure they're appropriate legally as well. Online learning modules. You can definitely create all kinds of educational games and things. Educational videos, haven't tested this one. I'm not sure if it'd work, but it's still a great idea. Virtual labs, definitely something. You can do really kind of interesting virtual lab experiments with this, where it can even run code and have code do things and output things for students. So they can go and interact and then have it run analyses to see if something worked or not in code. Infographics, presentations for class. So maybe you're talking about a particular topic, building lessons plans, you want presentations. Further reading lists. You give it a whole bunch of books and then say, give me a list of the ones that might be relevant for this topic. That could be interesting. Budget templates for finance, investment portfolios in Excel, financial reports as PDF or Word, tax preparation guidelines. Again, these are in drafts, so at the end of the day, you need to eyeball the content and read through it and make sure it's appropriate. Again, videos, I'm not sure how well that would work, but I'm curious to try that myself since I just spent a vast amount of time creating these videos. Investor presentations, economic research papers, banking tutorials. And then we go into sales. We could do sales dashboards with Excel. And then if we keep track of everything in Excel, then maybe we can go back and upload it directly into Code Interpreter to have it visualize different aspects for us. Product catalogs, sales training manuals, CRM templates, sales presentations, lead generation reports, email marketing templates, product demonstration videos. Again, I don't know if the video is going to work out yet, but I bet it will soon. Competitor analysis charts, sales scripts that they could read, marketing, we have marketing plans, social media calendars, ad campaign reports, content marketing guidelines, email newsletters, infographics, then leadership development workbooks, team building activities and guides, performance review templates, leadership webinars, motivational videos, not sure about that one, org charts, leadership blogs, certainly, succession planning documents, conflict resolution guides, vision and mission statements, project management templates for management, employee handbooks, inventory management spreadsheets, business plans, meeting agendas, fantastic one, and also doing analysis of what took place in the meeting and if you transcribed it, process flow charts, and I know it can do Gantt charts and all kinds of interesting project management visualizations, time management tools, Excel spreadsheets with time tracking, task prioritization, and productivity analysis, and then you could upload it back into Code Interpreter to do all kinds of analyses with the data, compliance manuals, and corporate presentations. And note, these are just a small number of examples. I'm going to link in this CSV file that I used to do this. And what I would encourage you to do is to replicate what I've done, but for your domain and your interests and what you work with. Give it the list of the CSV and then have it go through and list all the things it could create and then have it go and specialize it for your domain, similar to what I've done here. So using the domain of whatever you're interested in and then scope it. I also made it, specifically eliminated a lot of things that I didn't want it to focus on. I just said, like, here's a subset of things to go and look at, but you can broaden this out to what is interest of you. If you're a software developer in particular, and I write a lot of software, I've eliminated a lot of software things from this, but you can go and include those in if you want for your analysis, for your domain.